What if I told you one of the simplest foods in your kitchen was praised by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and is now being studied by modern science? What if this food was a forgotten sunnah, a practice from the life of the Prophet that holds wisdom for us today? It's not expensive. It's not complicated. It's vinegar. For many of us, vinegar is just a bottle sitting in the back of the pantry, used for salad dressing or maybe cleaning. But in the time of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, it held a special place. He said, "What an excellent condiment vinegar is." This hadith, recorded in Sahih Muslim, isn't just a passing comment. It's a direct praise. In an era of simple food, where meals often consisted of bread, dates, and water, vinegar wasn't just common, it was valued. It was a simple, accessible, and beneficial part of their diet. It was used to make dry bread more palatable, to add flavor, and to preserve food. This praise elevates it from a mere ingredient to something worth our attention. It tells us that even the most humble items in our lives can have significance and barakah, or blessing. Fast forward to today. We live in a world of overwhelming choice. We chase complex diets, expensive superfoods, and endless wellness trends. We're constantly told to add this supplement or cut out that food group. In this noise, we often forget the core principles of moderation and simplicity that are so beautifully emphasized in Islam. The Sunnah teaches us that simple doesn't mean weak. In fact, there's a profound strength in simplicity. Islamic teachings guide us toward balance, not excess. The Prophet's life was a testament to this. He ate simple, wholesome foods and never overindulged. He taught that our stomachs should be filled 1/3 with food, 1/3 with water, and 1/3 left for air. This principle of balance is a powerful antidote to the confusing and often unhealthy food culture we see today. So, what exactly is this praised condiment? Vinegar is created through fermentation, a natural process where sugars in a food are broken down by bacteria and yeast. Humans have used this process for thousands of years, not just for vinegar, but for foods like yogurt, sourdough bread, and kimchi. It's an ancient technology that transforms simple ingredients into something new. The most common types, like apple cider vinegar or white vinegar, all start with a liquid containing natural sugars, like apple juice or grape juice, which is then fermented. Today, modern science is taking a closer look at this ancient food. Studies are exploring the potential effects of vinegar, particularly its acetic acid content, on things like supporting healthy digestion, helping to balance blood sugar levels after a meal, and even influencing feelings of fullness and appetite control. It is fascinating to see how scientific inquiry is now exploring the benefits of a food that was appreciated for its practical uses centuries ago. But how was it used in the Sunnah? The approach was beautifully simple. It wasn't about chugging shots of vinegar or following an extreme trend. It was used as a condiment, an accompaniment to a meal. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, would dip his bread in vinegar. This shows us the way: moderation and integration. If you wanted to incorporate this sunnah into your life, the key is to be gentle and consistent. A small amount, perhaps a teaspoon, is all you need. You could mix it into your food, like a stew or a sauce, or dilute it well in a glass of water to have with your meal. It's important to take it with food, not on an empty stomach, as its acidic nature can be harsh otherwise. The Sunnah teaches us that the value is in the habit, not the quantity. It's about adding a small blessed element to your daily routine, turning an ordinary meal into an act of remembrance and practice. Moderation is key. So, what are the practical benefits people have associated with this practice over time? Traditionally, across many cultures, not just in the Islamic tradition, vinegar has been used to support digestion. It was thought to help reduce the feeling of heaviness after a rich meal and to stimulate the digestive process. Think about it. A splash of acidity can cut through richness and balance flavors, which can also make the food easier on our system. This aligns with what modern nutrition is now exploring. There's a huge focus on fermented foods for supporting gut health. The idea that a healthy gut microbiome is central to overall wellness is a very contemporary concept, yet Ancient cultures were already consuming these fermented foods as a regular part of their diet. They might not have known about bacteria and microbiomes, but through practice and tradition, they understood the benefits. The Sunnah of using vinegar fits perfectly into this timeless wisdom. This brings us to a deeper point, the Islamic wisdom behind simplicity. The life of the Prophet, peace be upon him, was a perfect model of balance. He didn't promote a life of extreme luxury, nor did he endorse complete deprivation. His path was the middle path. He enjoyed good, clean food, but was never a slave to his desires. This principle is a cornerstone of a healthy life, both physically and spiritually. In our modern quest for health, we often think we need to add more. More supplements, more exotic ingredients, more complicated rules. But the Sunnah gently reminds us that sometimes the greatest wisdom isn't in what we add, but in what we simplify. By returning to simple, whole foods and balanced meals, we not only nourish our bodies, but also calm our minds and connect with a more grounded, spiritual way of living. A simple meal of bread and vinegar becomes more than just sustenance. It becomes a lesson in gratitude, moderation, and finding blessings in the little things. As with anything, it's crucial to approach this sunnah with wisdom and care. Islam teaches us a fundamental principle: do not cause harm to yourselves. So there are a few common mistakes to avoid. First, never drink vinegar undiluted. It is a strong acid and can damage your tooth enamel and the lining of your esophagus. Always dilute it well in water or mix it with food. Second, don't overuse it. More is not better. A small, consistent amount is the sunnah way. Overconsumption can lead to digestive issues or other problems. Third, and this is very important, do not treat vinegar as a medicine or a cure-all. It is a food, a condiment. While it may have associated health benefits, it cannot replace medical advice or treatment for any health condition. If you have any medical issues, especially digestive problems like ulcers or acid reflux, you should consult your doctor before adding it to your diet. The Sunnah is about consistency and gentle practice, not extremes. Let's just take a moment to reflect. A food praised over 1400 years ago, a staple in ancient kitchens, is still used in our homes today and is now being explored by scientific research. There's a beautiful continuity in that. It shows that the wisdom in the Sunnah is timeless. It connects us to our history, our faith, and to a natural, simpler way of living. This isn't about a magic bullet for health. It's about food with wisdom. That's a reminder that Allah has placed blessings and benefits in the most ordinary things around us, and it's up to us to seek them out with intention and gratitude. In the end, vinegar might just seem like an ordinary kitchen staple, but when we look at it through the lens of the Sunnah, it transforms. It becomes a reminder that the most ordinary things can carry extraordinary wisdom. It teaches us about moderation, the beauty of simplicity, and the deep connection between our physical and spiritual well-being. Reviving a simple sunnah like this is more than just a dietary choice. It's an act of connection to the Prophet, peace be upon him, and his timeless guidance. It's about finding the sacred in the simple. So, I'd love to know, would you try incorporating this simple sunnah into your life? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like Baroka Bites.